Hello perfume lovers, it's Jasper here again for top10fragrances.com. This week I have something incredibly special for you. Check out this box. Look at that. Really well made as well. And inside this stunning box I have an equally stunning bottle. Look at that. There's like a positive and negative side to it as well. You can see the contrast on each side. This bottle was designed or inspired by a Ming Dynasty ginger jar, believe it or not. This perfume comes in a 50ml or 100ml, which that bottle was, eau de parfum. They've also done a limited edition number of Swarovski crystal bottles, which are around about the $400 mark. Very beautiful. If you're into bling, definitely would be your thing. I have to say though, the standard bottle is absolutely beautiful, and I'd be quite happy to leave that on the sideboard any day of the week. I guess you'll know about Bond No. 9 as a brand, but let's quickly talk about that anyway. Their address is No. 9 Bond Street, hence the name, No. 9 Bond Street in New York, not London. An American company founded by a French national, Loris Ramey, in 2003, whose idea was really to create a perfume for every district or neighbourhood of New York City, taking influence from their olfactory notes. Chinatown's a classic example of this and works incredibly well because you smell sort of notes that you would smell around Chinatown. And I'll explain a little bit more about that later on when we talk about what notes are in this perfume. For Loris Ramey, perfumery has always been about head turning, and this is certainly a head turner. She wanted to create an homage to New York City, which she's done very well with all of her perfumes. So how does this stuff smell? Well, let's have a look. And I have to say, when I first smelt this little baby on my lady wife, I wasn't quite sure. Simply because I thought it was going to be one of those kind of overpowering perfumes. Not that she was wearing too much of it, but it was just very strong, very different, very interesting. Not sure I was sort of going with it. It's a bit like a John Coltrane record. You know, if you like your jazz like I do, you hear a John Coltrane record for the first time and you're not quite sure where it's going. You don't quite understand the layout of the track. You don't quite get the notes. You don't understand the whole thing. But the second or third time you hear it, you start to sort of get into it and realise where it is going. You start picking up on things, and this is very much like that. There's like a burst of peach blossom and bergamot, which works really well together. It's almost like an olfactory arousal. It kind of wakes you up and makes you ready for the next layer of notes that's going to come from the floral heart of this. And you need to be ready for those because it's a very big floral heart. Massive amounts of gardenia and tuberose, which are really wonderful. The tuberose is actually my wife's favourite flower as well, and it adds that really creamy celery hint or hue to the perfume, which is absolutely beautiful. There's peony in there and a touch of orange blossom as well. And then you've got the base, which is rather dry on this. I think it works incredibly well because it's sort of round. The round floral notes are sort of dragged down a little bit, and the woody dryness of the background balances things incredibly. So you're talking about patchouli, which adds a slight sharpness to the floral notes. Like I said, it brings it down a little bit. Balances things a bit more. There's cedarwood in there, vanilla. There's not too much vanilla as well, because if you smell some of the more young, girly type perfumes that are on the market today, with lots of vanilla and coconut and stuff in there, they smell almost edible. This is not like that at all. This is a lot more mature than that. There's sandalwood in there, cardamom, can't even speak this morning, cardamom, which gives that kind of greenness to the floral notes as well. And Gaiac wood, so it's classic kind of stuff. A really nice woody dry base with these floral notes really works well. The balance is just impeccable. It was launched in 2005, and the nose for this one was Aurélien Guichard. He was also responsible for Andy Warhol's Silver Factory, so and then that's incredible stuff. I mean, that's another beautiful perfume, a little bit more masculine than this, but this stuff is wonderful. He's really done a good job. Marketed as unisex, Not sure I would wear it, simply because I tend to go for drier perfumes. I don't think it would smell out of place on a guy who's into florals. Certainly not too feminine, if you like. Sillage is fantastic. You know, you're talking about 1 to 2 meters, and longevity, you're talking 12 plus hours. So you don't wear a lot of this. In fact, if you wore too much of it, it would be overpowering. It's the sort of scent that you could, if you're walking down the street and somebody was wearing this 5 meters in front of you on a windless day, you would still smell this. It would still be in the air behind this person. This is the sort of scent it is. It's just incredible stuff. Where to buy it? Well, you're talking about Bond Number 9 themselves. They have outlets in New York City. They've also got an outlet in Harrods in London. Price-wise, you're talking about €150 to €200. The strange thing I find about this particular perfume is that they don't have an outlet or a shop in France. They have an outlet in France, Parfums MDP, so you can buy it online in France if you go to www.parfumsmdp, but they don't have a shop in France. And when you consider the founder of the company, Ramé, and the nose for this, Guichard, are both French, it's quite bizarre that they don't have an outlet in France on the ground, i.e. on the high streets. But if you're buying in the States, yeah, Bond Number 9 or Strawberry Net USA. So that's me, that's Bond Number 9's Chinatown, which I think is an incredible product. Guys, go and try this, it's absolutely beautiful and it will blow you away. Just give it time to get used to it and you'll realise that this is just a wonderful perfume. It's an icon of the modern age of perfume, I have to say, and I think it's really wonderful for the new type of contemporary perfumes that are out there at the moment. So that's me, and I'll see you next week with the next review. Thank you.